Hello, everyone. My name is Shanae Jones, and this is K&KY, which stands for Know the New Kinky You. I am a certified sex coach, and I am here to help you with any questions, concerns, goals that you are trying to achieve related to sex and sexuality. This is part two of a four-part series on intimacy. Now, what's funny, as I am thinking about it, I had a girlfriend who said that she watched this particular series. I did one a little while ago on intimacy and how it sparked a conversation that she found to be interesting. And as she's having this conversation with different people, one particular person said, intimacy is something that women made up. No, that's not the case. Intimacy is something that happens between people where you are trying to create a bond. It is an exchange of energy, and it usually happens best when you are with somebody you love or care about deeply. Now, intimacy is not the same thing as sex. Intimacy can lead to sex. Sex can lead to intimacy, but they are not the same thing. And so we're going to talk tonight about the concept of physical intimacy. Now, physical intimacy is not something where you're talking about penetrative sex. Physical intimacy are those moments where you have physical touch, but you're not engaging in sexual activity. So, for instance, hugging, taking a walk, holding hands, a sensual massage, laughing together. You know, if you're touching and you're laughing and you're engaging in that activity together, kissing, tender kissing, French kissing. And I know I had to talk to another friend who says that, I'm not really a kisser. I'm not really a big kisser. Kissing is something that is very intimate. It's something that, a lot of people struggle with, and it could be because of technique. It could be because of the whole exchange of saliva thing. There's a lot that goes on with kissing, but I promise you, it is one of the most intimate non-sexual things that you can do, because if you do it and you create that connection with somebody, it could very easily turn into a sexual moment. Staring into each other's eyes is a non-sexual physical thing where you are creating that connection. They say that the eyes are the windows to the soul, and there are a lot of spiritual components to being able to stare at your partner and get that eye-to-eye contact. Slow dancing is something where you're touching, and it kind of can remind you of, I'm not sure if you guys ever did this, but back when you were younger, perhaps before you were a highly sexual person, but you were making out and you were fondling and you were getting to know each other, that whole closeness without the penetrative sex is something that is physical intimacy. Cuddling, sitting on the couch perhaps together, where your body is touching you, you're just kind of sitting in silence and just enjoying each other's company. Even that the flirting with each other, that pat on the butt, not a hard pat, don't go smacking her, but if there's a gentle pat on the butt or something to that effect, that's going to be something that is physical intimacy. Exercising together. Now, I know that my routine is a little shaky sometimes, but it's when I can have somebody there with me, and that motivating partner that's like, yes, we're in this together. That is something that is a reflection of physical intimacy. And even feeding each other. This one is actually probably one of my favorites, and there are some classic examples. And Lady and the Tramp, when they have the spaghetti and they go, there's that, the clinking of the champagne glasses when you link arms and you're taking the sips, especially if you're dealing with food that is are considered aphrodisiacs. There's a lot that you can do that can help to build intimacy without necessarily causing sex. Because a lot of times what happens is, if you are only having sex and not creating those intimate moments, other parts of your relationship can suffer. You know, you start to lose the closeness, you start to lose the connection, you start to lose that affection that comes from more than just having sex. So keep these things in mind if you are looking for ways to improve your physical intimacy and perhaps increase the frequency of your penetrative sex. And just as a sidebar, and we could talk about foreplay as a whole nother segment, but foreplay is still not considered physical intimacy. What it is a pre-act before you have sex. And whether that kissing turns into, kissing of the neck and the breast and the legs, or oral sex or anything like that, that's where your foreplay comes in. It's that prelude to sex. But again, not physical intimacy. So, at least according to Shanae. So, I am Shanae Jones. This is KNKY. Please follow me on all social media platforms at DOYOUKNKY. Check out my new website. And thank you for the 7,000 plus followers on Instagram. Please help me boost the numbers on YouTube. So if you find this information useful and helpful, let me know. Thank you so much for joining.